In this short little video, I want to clear up a misconception about AutoCAD and units. And so I'm going to start a couple of new files. And so I'll start at AutoCAD 3D DWT, or it could be the 2D. This just loads a different set of tools. It really doesn't matter. And then I'm going to start also a ISO, at AutoCAD ISO 3D document. And let me put these side by side. Let's just get this out of the way here. And so I have two files that I have created. Actually, this is the first one I did, and then this is the second one. So this file is the inch units, and this file is the metric units. And so let's look at the misconceptions that happen. So I'm going to type in the command units, and I see an option here for length type, and it says decimal, architectural, engineering, fractional, scientific, so forth. Notice what it doesn't say is it doesn't say units here. If I come down here, it says insertion scale. Remember that, insertion scale. And it says units to scale inserted content. Units to scale inserted content. So it says inches, feet, da 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 da, even yards, which isn't a length unit, that's an area unit. And so when you insert document geometry or whatever from a block from another source, this tells it what that source units were. It doesn't say what the current units of this document are. So years ago, AutoCAD was unitless. It had no units. So if you wanted to work in millimeters, you just typed in 100. 100 was 100 millimeters. If you wanted to work in inches, you typed in 100, and 100 was 100 inches. But if you inserted something from somebody else and they intended that 100 to be millimeters, when you inserted it, it was going to insert it as 100 inches. So you need to tell it what units that you intended to the original to be in so that it could be converted for you. Now there's lots of ways to scale your geometry once you have it in, and then there's also the consideration of dimensioning, model space, paper space, all of that. I'm not going to get into that, but I just want to show that changing this value right here has nothing to do with the document units. And so I could do millimeters, and so remember this is an inch document or whatever. Let's just do angstroms instead. I'll say okay to that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to type in units in this one. And just for fun, let's say inches on this one. Okay, so I have angstroms here. So the original document unit is inches. The insert unit is angstroms. The original document units over here is millimeter. The insert units is inches. Hopefully that didn't get confusing. I'm going to type in over here, then I'm going to type in the command -dwg units. And we see that this says it is the unit length is 1, and that's down here. We see that actually it's covering that up, but 1 is inches, 2 is feet, 3 is millimeters, so forth. So I changed the units, the insert units, to angstroms. We don't see angstroms here. That's just the insert unit. But anyways, we'll come over here to this one, and I'll type in -dwg units. And for this one, I see that the units for length is 3 millimeters. So this document units is in millimeters. There are the drawing units here, it tells us, is in millimeters. This one is in inches. And then if we want to convert the entire document, we can tell it that we want to convert it from one document units to another. If I type in, say, 1 here, and then it asks me how many decimal places to display, so forth, and then it asks if we want to scale this. So if it was 100 millimeters and we want this to be 4 point whatever inches, we would tell it to do the scale. If we want this, if this was done in 100 millimeters and we want it to be 100 inches, we would tell it, no, don't scale it. Just use the wrong units, just change the units.